Hello, gang, and welcome back to this week's Off the Record podcast. And in today's episode, how much does it cost to buy a DJ company? Are you making excuses to not be successful? And we expose some bad DJ advice. Let's begin this.
Music, industry talk, stories, equipment and more. We are Crossfader and this is off the record. Off the record. Off the record.
Hello and welcome back to this week's Off the Record, like I said. And you'll be very pleased to know, guys, it's not just me this week. The boys are back.
Oh, yeah, you did yourself last week.
Oh, my God.
Left you to your own devices.
I mean,
I haven't listened to it yet.
you don't want to.
Oh, is it that bad?
No, like
Just a blur.
It's just a blur. When you're talking for half an hour with nobody to speak to,
Yeah.
I thought I was going mental by the end of it.
That's a good point. Anyone that's listening live will realise we weren't live last week.
No.
Yeah, because I could not do that as well.
But there is
Yeah.
still a podcast that Lawrence took ownership of last week. So go check it out on Spotify, Apple and all that.
Yeah, thanks if you got
Good
through.
stuff.
If you got through all of that, well done to you. Because I said it was like, like when you blow a balloon up and you just go out of breath. It was
You're
like
like lightheaded.
Yeah, I feel like I blacked out 10 times.
We won't let you do that again.
Yeah, thanks. So it should be good. Yeah, welcome back. And oh my God, huge news.
Yeah.
Crossfader have got a coffee machine in the office.
Yeah.
It is
There we go.
It's a game
big news.
changer.
Prime day. Thank you, Kate, for getting a coffee machine in the office.
We're all going to be pumped now every day.
Tell everyone a name.
Caffeine.
Our new coffee machine is called Cardi Bean. So
That's right.
if you want to see her, we've posted on Threads. Now I talked about Threads last week, boys. We've been threading, haven't we?
We've been
What's
threading.
your thoughts on
Threading.
Threads? It's vibes, innit?
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
It's nice to go on something that's like Twitter without seeing a cat being thrown off a cliff.
Yeah. At the minute, I said last week, it's just pure. It's pure.
Yeah, I love how
yeah.
simple it is. This
Yeah.
is the thing I like about it, and I'm just worried that once they start adding more and more and more things to it, like it'll lose its like charm that it has at the moment.
If you don't know what it is, guys, Threads is Meta's Twitter. It's the same as Twitter. If you've not seen it, I know a lot of people don't really do social media today, but it is the same as Twitter, basically, but it's run by Instagram.
It's just friendly at the moment, isn't it?
It's just very friendly.
It's nice.
Everyone's vibing on there. And I think because everyone's got such trauma from all social media platforms, they're like, can we just try and keep this one for as long as we can?
Yeah,
Shiny and just really light-hearted. No one's really promoting anything there at the minute. No one's selling anything.
It's like
Everyone's-
90% motivational stuff, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
everyone's
quite
just-
nice.
80% memes.
Yeah.
It's just like
Happy
chill.
stuff.
And everyone's just like, please don't let this become Twitter, like ruin everything.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
But yeah, try it out, guys, and see what you think. We're on there, so if you want to follow us, you can do. Right, let's get stuck into some juicy stuff. Let me just say hello to everyone on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome to the live. And please get your questions in. If you've got any questions at all regarding anything, we're going to talk about Pioneer buying Serato. So if you've got anything to say about that,
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts about this.
Let us know.
It's a discussion.
in the comments as well. Plus, we're exposing some bad DJ advice in a bit as well. So if you've had any bad DJ advice, if you're listening or watching, right now, if you've had any bad DJ advice in your experience as a DJ, let us know because we're going to get to some. But yeah, let's kick it off with the announcement this week where Alpha Theta, which is the company that owns Pioneer DJ, they have acquired Serato, which is really interesting news. There was a lot of talk about it online. And here are a couple of quotes.
It came out of nowhere.
Literally nowhere.
It came out of nowhere.
I mean,
we had no idea.
yeah, we know it came out of nowhere because Mojax, who is the most in the know of anyone in the know, didn't know. So it's an interesting one. So yeah, totally out of nowhere. Everyone's caught off guard. A couple of quotes from the president and CEO of Alpha Theta says, I'm delighted to announce the acquisition of Serato. Through extensive discussions within our company with Serato's management team, we have been exploring new ways to contribute to the industry. Bringing Serato into the Alpha Theta group will lead to new synergies and significant technological innovations, adding value to the community. And the CEO said Serato has enjoyed 25-year history of success that is driven by a single-minded focus on serving DJs, producers, and artists. We are incredibly proud of both the strength of our business as well as the community that surrounds the brand. Today, we are excited to deepen our long-standing partnership with Alpha Theta, accelerating how we create value for our users in the industry. So, like the reason we did a couple of posts, but the reason we haven't done sort of anything on YouTube or anything long form is because we don't have any answers.
No.
So I've
reached out to Pioneer and they're interested in potentially trying to hook up like a proper conversation about this. And obviously if it happens, it will be on the Off the Record podcast and you'll be hearing it first. So we don't have any official word, like Lauren says, this is literally just speculation. We're just going to talk about it from our opinions. Obviously the people I've spoken to at Pioneer are super pumped and excited about it.
Yep.
But I want to ask these deeper questions around like what it means for the industry, what it means for the culture, what it means for, technology moving forward. What can we expect? Are we still going to get support in third-party manufacturers and things like that when it comes to Serato? To paint a backstory, obviously Pioneer and Serato have worked together for a long time, and Serato relied on Pioneer for their hardware for a lot of years until obviously other companies started cropping up more and more. The likes of Hercules, the likes of Roland, the likes of Newmark, all of these things. Serato now supports lots of different hardware, and it needs that different hardware. It needed that different hardware for it to be a software that was successful, because it couldn't just put all its eggs in one basket. Now, it's interesting that Pioneer have gone and acquired it, and the biggest question on everybody's lips is, well, are there going to be future Newmark products that support Serato, or are Pioneer going to close this off, and take the technology and close it off, bring that technology into their ecosystem and go, Serato, you're not going to be working with Newmark or Hercules or anyone else anymore, which is quite interesting. Now, obviously, these other brands do have people like Virtual DJ to fall back on. They've got their own, Hercules have got Deduced, which is their own software. They've got Algorithm to fall back on. It's not like it's leaving the hardware manufacturers high and dry, but it is very interesting because Serato has been around for so long and there's so many die-hard users of Serato that they've got to tread very carefully, in my opinion, to Pioneer. They've got to tread very, very carefully because on one side of it, from a business standpoint, I totally get it. It's like, it makes total sense, right? Pioneer buying Serato, Pioneer hardware with the Flex range, works with Recordbox, works through Serato. It kind of makes sense. It means market domination for them. Just, we've heard it many times before. They're kind of like the Apple of the industry. They like this closed ecosystem and, this is a big acquisition for them. On the other side, what you've got to remember is it is an acquisition. It's something where they're trying to acquire something they don't have already, I think, in my opinion. And the big thing there really is stems, right?
100%.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Just take Serato stems and put it in Recordbox, please.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Like, you've got it there now.
Yeah,
You've got the code. You own the code.
So I will say, I've read it up into this, and it's not a finalized deal yet because Serato are based out of New Zealand, and there's some laws in New Zealand where if there are companies, Pioneer, Alpha Theta is in Japan, if there are companies from other countries coming to acquire companies from New Zealand, there's quite a few loopholes that you've got to get through.
Right.
So there's still lots of like that whole, crossing the T's, dotting the I's to be done from what I've read. But I can imagine it going through. I can imagine it, going through. But it's just how quick will some of this technology be adopted? I have no idea. What do you guys think?
What?
Initially,
I think like we live in like a soap opera age where we want everything to be a big drama and a big turning point. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be pretty boring. Like nothing's really going to happen. I just hope that, like Jamie says, when does a Serato thing come out? I just hope. When does a Pioneer product come out? You just hope that Serato's available immediately.
Yeah,
just little stuff like that. You had a great one about the USB with.
Yeah, well, I thought that, there's so many different ways that this can go, and I think everyone was just surprised because it was a big shock to everyone. It's like no one expected it, but, like thinking about the potentials of what could happen is like maybe we could see stems built into CDJs, maybe we could have an export mode in Serato, and, maybe we could have a version of Serato within CDJs. Like, I could be just dreaming here, you know what I mean? But it's all possibilities now, isn't it?
That would be unreal, though, to like be able to export your music onto a USB.
But one thing I've been thinking as well is that, this whole Alpha Theta thing, is it maybe like a more big picture thing? So with them becoming this company that's acquired another company, it's like maybe in 5 years' time they might own another 10 companies. Like, we don't know. So it's really interesting, but it is all speculation. Like
they might be dipping because obviously they will have acquired Serato Studio as well. So
exactly,
dipping their toes into the music production scene. So they're not all of a sudden the amount of artists that they've got on their books from using Pioneer products all over years.
Yeah.
They can sort of bring them into their ecosystem of, production and DJing all in one. So obviously it sounds like it's part of a bigger picture. So like Jamie said, the more we get on it, the more we can tell you, but we can just speculate at the minute.
What about the other way around? Like, think about it. What about... So I had these thoughts of, okay, well, Serato is adopted. There's a lot of DJs using it regularly. What about if you just put a sync manager in Serato so you could export all your Serato playlists to a USB easily without, this whole transferring using third-party services? Yeah. Like, they could eliminate that to a degree. And it's like, okay, Serato users could, be jamming on turntables, but then think, I've just got a gig tonight on USBs. Let me just export my music straight from Serato to my USB. Could it work that way around? There's lots of things that could go back the other way. We're kind of... Straight away, you think they've bought Serato, so they're going to just take all Serato's technology and put it in Rekordbox, but it could be the other way around. So there's definitely interesting stuff there.
There is.
I think they can't consolidate it because the people that use DVS, the turntablists out there, it's going to be a lot to make them move to Rekordbox. I think they already tried it. Pioneer, and I just think I think Serato's got such a strong culture, and it's only if they damage that culture and leave them with no option that maybe there will be a big
They're
shift.
not leaving.
No, I don't think they will. It's like you're always going to have the Apple and Samsung users. I feel like you need to have the two. I don't think you can get rid of one and move everyone to the other.
How much do you think it costs?
I've been thinking this.
Right, stop me. 5 mil.
Yeah.
Higher.
No,
10 mil?
Higher than that.
Yeah.
15.
I don't even.
Higher or lower?
Yeah. Let us know in the chat how much do you think a Serato costs. It's an interesting one, isn't it? 20 mil?
You've got to think how many Serato users there are,
yeah.
the subscription fee.
Yeah.
You've also got to think, we've got to talk about the Serato Studio, which is doing
Yeah.
really well.
Doing
There's a
well.
technology around the the stems, obviously, like we spoke about, around the pitch shifting technology that they've got.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other technology going on there. Rekordbox tried to do this edit mode, which I don't know that many people that use it, but again, could they take some of that Serato Studio infrastructure and build it into the DJ software potentially? There are some interesting grey areas. We all know that In Music and Pioneer don't seem to get along. They're like, the rivals in the industry, if anything. And In Music own Rain. This is the big thing. Rain,
It's huge,
This is a big
yeah.
one.
who are like, long-standing turntablist culture.
Yep.
Very respected, make
Yeah.
very good products.
Very good.
You think Rain, you think Serato straight away.
Exactly,
Big
yeah.
time.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, they do.
And with Pioneer calling the shots, like, are Pioneer going to try and make Rain, available for Rekordbox? Maybe not.
That would be interesting.
I don't know. Or, are they just going to try and take the Rain technology and just kind of move that company, I don't know, to the side?
We will try
What do you
and
think?
find out some stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, no idea. But it's fun.
Shall we read out what some people
Oh,
are
are
saying?
people on it? Yeah,
Oh,
People
yeah.
are on it.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah.
I hate it.
This is a good one. This is a good one. We're going to have good stems on CDJ.
this is what I say,
It's the
yeah.
first thing everyone said.
Yeah.
Stems
amazing.
on CDJs.
Amazing.
Stems on CDJs. Let's go.
yeah.
Export from Serato onto USB. Unreal.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Someone said, how many people do you know that actually paid Serato recently? Like, a lot of people were on a one-off payment where they've just bought the Serato license and
yeah.
are still using it years later.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that it was not sustainable anymore, even if they had some subscribers? Like, maybe it wasn't enough to sustain.
Oh, so
as a company?
he's saying that Serato might have been in trouble.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't get that vibe, but I see it more from like a Pioneer opportunity than it was Serato struggling.
Asking for
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Someone said it's all about market share consolidation more than just tech, I bet.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that is
guaranteed.
the number one reason why they're doing
Just
this.
monopoly.
Yeah.
100%.
Someone else said Pioneer DJ buying Serato is the best news for Serato users they could wish for. There are no other hands I would trust Serato more to be in. I mean,
That's
they
a good-
are like market leaders.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good point.
Yeah,
At least they're going to get that support. Things like the Serato library infrastructure is years and
my
years
God.
behind record boxes.
Yeah.
And it's like, that should have been updated.
Yeah.
Now, surely there might be technology they can just move again from record box to Serato to put it back in there. So, very interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Right, shall we move on to a bit of this?
Ready drama, it's all over the place. People arguing, fighting, all up in your face. Ready drama. Ready drama.
Good topic today. It's more of, I think we can give some good advice to this person called, doesn't leave the name. But basically, the topic of this Reddit post is feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to network and stay relevant online, which, you know, a lot of DJs do. A lot of DJs come to us with that, 100%. So the story is, my partner and I both started DJing 3 years ago and have played a few festivals and some shows. We started DJing our own events last year. We've done 3 so far. Pretty decent, that.
Yep.
Starting out, into it, running your own events.
Good stuff.
Amazing. So far, been successful. We both want to continue expanding through our event organisation and continue to play shows. That said, we're both going to college full time. They're young, you know.
Yeah.
Going to college full time. They've got 1 more year left. So, depending in America, what
That must be like nearly 21. 21.
And trying to stay relevant in this scene amongst such a busy schedule is overwhelming.
Yeah.
I find trying to maintain an online presence through social media to be very taxing. At the same time, it's hard to see everyone else in the same scene making waves and getting so many opportunities, while I feel like I just don't have the capacity to network to the frequency I would need to in order to be keeping up with the momentum. I have a lot of friends in the community and have been well received as a DJ, but I am also introverted and struggle with drawing attention online the way some people naturally take to it. Additionally, it feels like there is a disconnect from what I see in myself, my own skill level, and the turnouts I see at shows, all of which I feel generally positive about, and the attention I receive online is fairly minimal compared to other DJs on the scene. I just dislike the feeling I have of being concerned with any of it. Because while it feels superficial and anxiety-inducing, having an online presence feels like it's also necessary and important part of getting opportunities and gaining followers. Does anyone else struggle with just wanting to play shows but wanting to feel stuck in the social media world? Any tips on how to navigate this?
I bet there's a lot of people that feel like that, you know.
100%.
Yeah.
Totally get it. Introverted. Now, my issue is here, my initial thoughts are, well, you've got to basically pick a lane. So if you're saying, right, I'm just not into doing social media, that takes out a lot of avenues where you're going to go down. So, you know, you're not going to be famous or anything like that. You're not going to be like headlining shows because you have to be, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. And totally, like, if you want to stay in this kind of like, you're doing your own events, your own organizations, that kind of thing, networking, like local area, you can do that. But you have to take off the tape. You can't be getting upset at other people blowing up online.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're not in that world, you have to acknowledge that and leave it. You know, like you're just not part of that. And the people who are doing that are going to get the results because they are doing it.
They are doing it.
It's tricky, isn't it? But if you're just happy being that DJ that doesn't, I don't know. It's tricky, isn't it?
But you can be successful being introverted, right? We've got three different personalities around here, and we've all made it successfully in different ways,
100%.
Similar ways.
Yeah.
But in-person networking is stronger than social media networking.
Yeah.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
So if you are quite good at that, and you would rather do that, then do that. But just know there is a sort of a limitation, and you've got to accept that if you're not going to be out there on social media. You just got to accept it.
Yeah.
But if you're like, but then you can't, on the flip side, be like, oh, I'm just not getting enough attention. I'm not getting enough gigs. I'm not getting this on this. Because it's like, you got to put in the hard work, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, you just got to find a way to get over it and just start posting, start doing it. Because once you start doing it, you'll find actually, it's not actually that bad.
Yeah.
But
so Shane here said maybe their partner is more of an extrovert and can handle the social media aspect.
Possibly.
And someone else said,
especially if there's two of you, you can sort of rally each other on, can't you? You know what I mean? Like, but here's what I'll say.
Again, someone said here, for socials, why do it all yourself? If it's not your skill set, get some help.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about, so let's say let's apply some techniques to them specifically. So if they're playing at festivals, right? One clip of a transition at a festival, right? I can turn that into 4 different clips. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like you can run out. If you're playing a festival hour set, that's literally like 2 months worth of content there. Like, it's not like you have to be on camera or speaking all the time. Like, that might not be your thing, but you know, filming yourself DJing, I mean, come on, like, you don't even have to do that yourself, right?
Yeah.
So if you post a transition, you're like, this is a transition. Then the next week I'll post the same clip take the sound off, add some trending audio. Then on screen, I'd put, 5 ways to make it as a festival DJ. Then the next week, I'd post that clip again, same transition. Then I'd change the call to action saying, what's your favorite tune to mix at a festival?
Yeah.
So this is all from one clip, by the way. So there is ways to go about being on social media without, I guess, having to sort of put yourself out there and then just ease your way into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And almost simplifying it as well.
Big time.
There's so many people I see on Instagram, DJs, that they just do one thing and do it really well. They don't try and like diversify do all these crazy things. It's like, I'm just going to create like a series of videos and just continue making those series of videos like for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And that might be, there's people that have done the sampling stuff. There's people that might be more into scratching, but there's people that just do like cool mashups. And it's like that's their focus is like, okay, I'm just going to try and be creative and come up with cool mashups. I'm going to post every single one and put a schedule. All the camera angles look the same. It all looks, uniform. And people know as you're scrolling through your feed, it's like, oh, that's that same person. You start to build up that profile on them. Like, you just instantly recognize the video just because of the way it's been produced and filmed. So it doesn't have to be complicated and like this big thing if you don't want, if you feel like, you can't handle posting loads of varied content all the time.
Yeah. But if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So I know what you're saying about you might be a bit introvert, a bit shy, but also it is a skill that you have to learn, and you just have to put the reps in, just like DJing. Like DJing's very hard at the beginning, but then once you can mix 2 tunes together, like you're off and running, and it becomes a little bit easier. And that's the same thing with social media. Like it's not easy to get started. It's not easy to get into a rhythm. It's very easy to post for like a month, get no engagement, and be like, this is just not happening. Yeah. Where in reality, you've got to put in the time for 3 to 6 months. If you post every day for 3 to 6 months, I guarantee you'll start to see results. But you've got to fall in love with the process of doing it. You've got to be like, my goal is just to post 5 pieces of content this week. I don't care about getting any likes, anything like that. The win is 5 pieces of content on my Instagram, right? Pick a platform, choose one, like literally just choose one. And then I'd advise Instagram or TikTok, and then just say, right, for a month, I'm going to post 5 days a week. And then I'm just going to like post it, turn off the app. Don't worry about refreshing it and seeing how many likes you've got and stuff like that. If you get a comment, reply to it. But just like post 5 days a week for a month and see what happens. If you do it on TikTok, I guarantee you'll have probably 1,000 followers.
I mean, it sounds like these people on Reddit, they're doing some cool stuff. Yeah, exactly, and you could think of social media as a way to kind of big yourself up a little bit, to give yourself a pat on the back, to be like, I just done something really cool right now. Yeah. I'm going to post about it, you know, and it's, you could think it's a bit self-indulgent, but actually no, it's you just kind of creating a timeline. Yeah. And I guarantee it'd be awesome. Just think of it that way, to look back in 5 years time and go, there's my timeline. This was my journey. And, use it as, reframe it in that way and go, I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing this so I can look back in 5 years time and see my progression and be proud of it. Yeah. And naturally other people might follow along with that progression, but another way to frame it.
100%, right? Here's another good one from an email from one of our students, a legend called Jack, who emailed in, and I said that I would answer him on the podcast because it's a really, really good question. So this is from Jack, and he says, hi guys, I'm really keen to DJ abroad next summer at one of the party islands. Ibiza, Magaluf, Ayia Napa, that kind of thing. I currently have a local residency and my own mobile DJ business. I've heard the pay isn't that great, but for me, I know that I'll purely love it for the experience and from the content that I can get from it. Do you have any advice how to secure a job abroad? I've come across 2 working holiday websites which advertise DJ jobs where you can apply to provided you have the experience. Any advice or recommendations appreciated. And he also listens to the podcast every week. So,
nice. Hey Jack.
Hi Jack.
Yeah.
I've just you're the one that's worked season, right?
Yeah.
You've done seasons.
So these
me and Danny haven't, have we? I've not done a season. I've done gigs abroad, but not a full season.
These websites where you apply for DJ jobs, apply for them 100%. Because what people think is it's well oversaturated abroad. I promise you it isn't. Yeah. Like it isn't. Like DJs abroad are so flaky. Like it's, some of them will go over there for a week, realize it's not for them, come home, and I'll be there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and be like, it's just I'm not doing it, or it's not for me, something like that. So there's always opportunity. Plus, they're out there getting pissed every day, right?
Yeah.
So they're just flaky. So what I do is, if it's for next year, research all of the clubs you want to go to, and just connect with them. And over the course of a year, just send them stuff. Don't ask for anything. Just send them mixes. Find the people who are running it. Find the DJs who are there every week. Just start exchanging, having conversations with them, because you've got a lot of time. It's a good thing to do is like plan for like next year, because obviously like middle of summer now, you're going to probably struggle this year to try and get anything. You might, but you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow all of the places that you find abroad that are in Ibiza, in Magaluf, in Ayia Napa. Follow them and just see what they do throughout the year. Find out who the local DJs are, the residents there, and just strike up conversations.
Yep.
Because around March time, my Instagram feed, my Facebook, are promoters abroad asking for DJs, like constantly. And like DJs that work at the clubs are always asking as well, because there's usually like 2 or 3 regulars there who share up their sets out and things like that. But yeah, apply to these websites, get ahead of it like you're already doing. And then just start networking and start trying to offer value. Like try and get your socials in order for the next year. And every time you upload a mix, just send it to whoever you connected with.
Okay,
DJs.
so getting the gigs not too hard if you just put yourself in the right places. Is it worth it?
Yes, 100%. Like it will change you as a DJ for life. Like it's like doing a crash course in driving lessons. It's like you can potentially have 3-4 gigs a day. And it's like non-stop chaos every single day. So for like 3 months, you're DJing every day, and you just don't get that like in wherever it's from the UK, but you just don't get that in resident life.
Yeah.
And you'll just, anything you're scared of, if you're scared of using a mic, you won't be. Like you just all your fears go away and all that kind of stuff, because you're just constantly like in the middle of a party, and you just learn from people. You network, you'll network friends for life as well. So when it comes to end season, you'll just have loads of new DJ friends. All the promoters over there, they all come home and they all promote in the UK or wherever you live. So they'll all have gigs, and then you've made friends, and they'll be like, yeah, it's like student season now, so we've got loads of bookings everywhere up and down the country. So yeah, like you say, you won't make as much money as you would do here, but depends how much you're working here, right? If you're doing 4 or 5 nights a week here, you're not going to make as much money abroad. But if you're doing 3 or 4 gigs a day abroad, it adds up. You're only getting paid £30 a set, but if you could do 3 a day, it adds
that
up.
was going to be my next question. Like, is it worth it? So financially, it is a lot of work. Like compared to normal DJ wages back at your residencies, it's almost like a quarter, some of it, isn't it? For maybe like, double the hours.
It's like £30 a set as opposed to like 200, 250 a set.
Yeah.
But it's every day. Whereas, back home you're doing 3-4 gigs a week.
Yeah. That's what put me off. I had an offer to do it before, and I was like every day, like no breaks.
Yeah. But if you do a boat party, if you do a warm up party, if you do the club set, if you do an after party set, you might get 150 quid a day. So
you got to think, can it be a springboard to something new?
It will
Again,
be.
if you're getting stagnant, you feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, and summer's kind of dead where I DJ. Like, the nights aren't as good. Whatever, maybe it's a really good shout.
Plus, it's a great lifestyle for, especially if you're younger. Obviously, it's a great lifestyle. Like just being in the sun all day, around people, just out there having a great time. Sorry, that's me. Having a great time, living the best lives, and I couldn't recommend it anymore. If you're in that position where, if you think about doing it, like just do it. It's just unreal. And then you never want to be like, oh, I should have done that as well. Like if you're thinking about it, you don't want to get to a point where you 5 years down the line, you might have a young family, and you're like, oh, I wish I should have done that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I say, you'll make friends for life, and it's just a crash course in DJing. So 100%, I would definitely recommend, for sure.
Cool.
Right, gang, shall we do a game?
Yep.
Right, listen, I need somebody's phone out, or if you've got notes on your computer, Jamie, you can type on. I just need you to write a list of number 1 to 7. Sorry, we should have done this at the beginning. Number 1 to 7. It's a new game, guys. I don't have a title for it. It's going to be called
1 to 7.
1 to 7, maybe. Top 7, not at 7. Something like that. I'll figure it out. But basically, right, Jamie and Danny are going to work in a team this week.
Oh, hi, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Shake hands. Work as a team. And I'm going to give you've got 7 spaces in your chart.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to play, this week's theme is Ibiza anthems, like dance classics.
Okay.
you have to. I'm going to play a track, and then you're going to have to put it in your top 7, and you can't move it.
Ooh.
Okay. So once it's locked in, it's in.
Yep.
Do we have to choose them as we go along, or do we hear them all first?
No, of course not.
Oh.
You hear them one by one.
Right, it's brutal.
It is brutal. So you might, and then
We
you
might need help from those listening
Right.
live.
So don't have a title, but you get the drift, right?
So these are Ibiza
So
classics.
these are like dance anthems, right?
Ibiza
Okay.
dance.
So we're gonna start with some dance anthems. So is my phone's up there.
And one's top, right? One's like
Obviously the one's number
anthem.
1. Yeah.
Right. Let's do it.
Let's start.
Push the feeling on.
Right. Push the
Right.
feeling on.
I mean, it's a classic, but it's that thing of like,
Yeah.
does it make you go like, oh, what a,
Oh, it does.
what a gem, like,
I mean, it does when
like-
you're out.
yeah.
Right.
When you hear
Where
it.
you putting it in your 7?
See, I would go.
I didn't know
I'd
whether
go
to do-
lower.
Yeah,
here.
low, because
I feel
how
like
many
there's
good tracks there's
more,
going to
yeah,
be?
yeah.
Oh,
There's a big
God.
ceiling here, so I'm gonna go like 5 or 6.
I put it at 6.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Right. Let's commit. Push the feeling on.
Yeah.
This is difficult already.
It's hard, isn't it?
Why are you doing this to me?
Right. I didn't know if to go with 5 or 10. I thought 7's a sweet.
7's good.
Right. Next one.
Oh. Lola's theme. Yeah, man.
See, I'd prefer that to come on.
Oh, would you?
I'd vibe off that.
All
as
right.
well, I think.
Fair enough.
But I feel like push the feeling on. It kind of drags a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
After a bit, it
It's
does, yeah.
quite repetitive.
Ah,
like,
okay.
whereas
I'd
I feel like
still-
that's like a good Ibiza daytime. I don't know. Maybe
I'd
I'm
put that
more
a
into
little
the
bit-
disco stuff.
I'd
like.
maybe put that at 5. I
I'd
wouldn't
put
put
that
it
at
higher
five.
than that.
Be very reserved
I
here.
know.
For anyone who doesn't know, that was Lola's theme by
Lola's
Shapeshifters
theme
as
by
well.
Shapeshifters. Right,
Banger.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah. We need a big one now.
Oh.
Yeah. Right here.
All right.
Yeah, this is up there.
This is up there.
It's got to be.
I feel like that this can work in like any environment as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that gives it points as like you could play it at pretty much any set and people will go off to it. Whereas if you just suddenly dropped Lola's theme in like a dubstep set or something, people would be like, "What are you doing?" But you could probably drop that and people are like, "Yeah, vibe."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna put that as 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Oh, right, Fatboy Slim way.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
Fat Boy Slim.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we on next then?
Ready for the next
Oh,
one?
we've only got 2 spots.
Right.
at the
So what you
top.
got? 3. That was 3, right?
Above that.
Right. You ready?
I mean, for me, this is up there. This is up there.
So music sounds better with you. It's gotta be
Not 1.
not 1.
No, because I think there's going to be something else coming.
Oh, we've only got a few spots left.
Oh, what, right, we've got 4 spots left, Danny. It can't be 7. It can't be 4. It's got to be 2 or 1.
Oh,
It can't be. It's got to be higher than right here, right
This
now,
is
hasn't it?
big.
What's everyone saying in the comments?
Yeah.
Someone's just put, "Ouch, that's hard."
This is so hard.
Right. Let's go 2, shall we? Should we leave
2.
room for a top spot?
2.
Right. Music. It was music sounds
Music
better.
sounds
with
better
you.
with you, Stardust. Yeah.
With-
Yeah. Well, 2 Stardust.
Now it's going to get
What's
really hard.
so we
isn't it?
got? You know what? You got 2 Stardust.
Yeah. Then we got
3 right here, right now. Fatboy Slim. 5 Lola's theme, and 6 Push the Feeling On. So we've got
Right.
1. So we've got top spot, middle spot, and bottom spot.
I'm fuming at Push the Feeling. I'm not even gonna lie. Right. Next one.
Yeah, see, I like this, but I wouldn't put it up there.
Really.
Yeah.
Lady by Mojo.
Mojo Lady at the bottom.
I'd probably put this at 7. Yeah.
It's,
I think
it's
maybe
good.
s-
It's a great track, but
I think I might have just heard it too many times.
yeah. Right, Mojo Lady number 7.
Okay.
Sorry, Mojo.
Yeah. Still love you, really.
Kate Renata version, is it? Oh, yeah.
Oh. See, I put this at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ain't 1. It's 4.
Basement Jacks.
Yeah, Red Alert. I might be really happy with this list at the end.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
You know what, guys?
And then we got to get on the decks and just mix it.
Yeah.
So this is your number 1. I think you actually smashed this.
Oh, come on then. Come on then.
Oh my god. Yeah, instantly.
It's got to be, yeah?
Yeah.
Insomnia, right.
You actually
Wait.
smashed that. That was a good effort.
Do you know what? Round of applause
Round
for
of
us.
applause.
'cause
Right.
that- we did well on that.
So
Should we read
from
them
7,
out?
from 7 up, what have you got?
7 up, Mojo Lady at 7th spot. Push the Feeling On, 6th spot. Lola's Theme, number 5.
Yeah.
Basement Jack's Red Alert, number 4.
Yeah.
Right Here, Right Now, number 3. Music Sounds Better with You, number 2, and
Yeah.
Insomnia, number
Yeah.
1. I think
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that list.
I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. What is the chat? Is the chat saying anything? What's going on?
I don't know what the chat saying.
The
Tell you
chat's
what.
saying, well, I've got lots of numbers, which is
Yeah,
hard
right,
to
yeah,
correlate
Yeah.
because they're delayed to us. So.
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone likes it. Oh, it's good though, right? I think we'll keep that going. We can choose a different theme every week.
I enjoyed that. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
If by the way, guys, we've got about another 50 minutes left. If you've got any questions at all, write your questions in the chat, and we'll get to some after this next bit, which is we're calling out some bad DJ advice, right? So I put a little question online before the podcast on our Instagram. What is some bad DJ advice that you have gotten over the years? And we've had some good responses, some funny ones and some good ones, right? So
It's a tricky one. I'm trying to think off
Yeah,
the top
yeah,
of my
yeah.
head now. And I'm like,
So, bad DJ advice. So, Max says, bad DJ advice, don't take requests.
Yeah, that's bad.
yeah.
Yeah?
I
You
think
can't
that's
always
bad
be
DJ
that.
advice.
Yeah, that's not good advice.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Right. You're not a real DJ if you DJ on a controller.
Oh, get in the bin. Get a life.
That's not even advice.
It's
That's
almost
just
bad.
hate speech.
Yeah, it's almost like unpopular
You know
opinion.
exactly the type of person that comment came from as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bad DJ
Sick of
advice.
seeing that.
yeah,
Download tracks from YouTube.
yeah. Terrible
Yeah,
advice.
Bad advice. Bad
Bad
advice.
advice. Bad advice.
Bad advice. Bad advice.
Advice, yeah.
You don't need headphones?
Laptop DJs could
Yeah,
get away with it.
laptop DJs, no.
I
no,
mean,
no Serato DJ owns a pair of headphones.
I love headphones.
I do,
I
yeah.
always use my
Same.
headphones.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, I started with vinyl, so I
Yeah.
was very much used to needing the headphones.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Plus, when you've got them on, you can just pretend you can't hear people to give you requests.
There you go.
Let's have a look. Don't headphone download from YouTube. Stick to one genre and focus on that for the rest of your career.
no.
No. And the thing is, even if you did want to stick to one genre, still experiment with other genres because so much can come from that. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you have to go out there and suddenly become like a cheesy pop DJ, but
No.
you know, just don't box yourself in.
No, you'll learn way more from mixing genres that you don't necessarily like than
Exactly.
just sticking with one.
Yeah.
Like, I was a prime example of that. All I wanted to do was mix house music when I first started, and then I got put into a residency, and they said, you have to play R&B. I was like, I've never played this in my life, but from doing that, learned
Yeah.
loads, so I wouldn't have changed it.
Don't use sync. Can we get over this question?
I know.
I know, yeah.
Can we move on from this?
Sync isn't going anywhere.
Use it or don't use it. But like,
Yeah.
why are we still talking about it?
It's not a big deal.
Literally, like the most of these are about sync.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's that thing of like, you know, at the end of the day, you're just trying to put on a good show.
Yeah.
If by hitting sync, everything syncs wrong and sounds terrible, you're not putting on a good show. So, so don't use it in that instance. If you hit sync and it sounds great, great.
This is an interesting one. Timmy Snyder, great name, says support other DJs and they will support you back, meaning that they don't. Now, I get this, like, especially when you're a young DJ, I used to have, like, it used to be very sort of competitive, or it was in my mind.
Yeah.
But then, like, the more you sort of open up and, like, you're more, like, happy with everyone, and you're more, you know, you're helping out and you're getting you're swapping gigs and all this kind of thing, like, you will have 10 times more, way more gigs. Like, I think people think it's like a competition, like DJing. It's like not.
Yeah.
No,
It is
it's a
not.
community.
It's a community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
There's no outsider DJ that is like
Yeah.
really successful. They're
Yeah.
usually very much integrated into part of the DJ community.
yeah.
And yeah, it's just that thing. You call upon your other DJ mates for so many things.
Yeah.
And if you isolate yourself from that, you definitely lose out on opportunity. You definitely lose out on just the fun that comes with being a DJ and sharing that fun with other people who get it.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Is like, not everyone gets the kind of lifestyle. Not everyone gets, you know, the inside jokes of like when you're playing a gig and something happens with,
Yeah.
with the crowd or with your equipment
Yeah,
or with a
totally, yeah.
request. Like,
That's a good one.
people don't get it. So it's like
Yeah.
to be able to say to other DJs and, you know, have actual conversation with them about these sort of like inside jokes of a DJ is a big part of it too.
Getting slapped on your head
It's
while
a
you're
good
DJing
thing.
is a good thing.
Yeah. To outsiders, they're like, why would you
Like,
do
why
that?
would you do that? It's like a weird thing. Guys, if you are enjoying the podcast, if you're getting value from it, please like and subscribe to this podcast. There is loads and loads and loads of listeners, but only about 20% subscribe. So please just hit that subscribe button. That would be amazing. As usual, only for legends of this podcast, you do get a discount anytime you listen to this podcast. That discount is off the record. You just go to our website, wearecrossfader.co.uk, and just any individual course, whether that's house course, techno, hip-hop, how to get gigs, Flex 4, Record Box Serato course. You'll get 20% off any of our DJ courses with that code. But if you want 75% off everything, all the courses we make, you can find that with the complete DJ package, which is every single course that Crossfader has ever made, 50 hours of bonus content, and then access to any other course that we make in the future as well, all for the price of like 3 courses. So it's insane. So that's the complete DJ package. And just to let you behind the curtain, the music management course, which we have been building for probably about a year. When we
On and off, yeah.
On and off. It's been like the most sort of requested, the most thing we get asked about is about managing music. Where do we get it all from? So we've taken our time. We've partnered up with a lot of good DJ software as well, third-party apps and things like that to help you along your way. We've listened, we've asked questions for like the last 6 months of what you're struggling with, what it is that you need focus with. Is it tagging? Is it like, have you got a messy library? Can I transfer from Record Box Serato? All these questions we've literally been building for the last 6 months, a year when it started. So that is about 75% done. So you will be hearing about that a lot in a couple of weeks' time. But like I say, if you do commit to the complete package, that will be as soon as that comes out, you'll have that. So keep an eye out for that. Do we have any questions to get?
There's not loads of questions, but there's some good guesses about how much people thought.
Oh yeah,
Serato
I'm going for 18 million.
You think?
Someone said apparently it was
really
70 mil US dollars plus
I am
more,
way off.
plus more in the future. Someone
70
said
mil plus
15.
add-ons, like a football transfer.
Someone said 15. Someone
15.
said 25 million with no thought. Hey, take it, it's yours. 100 million.
100 million.
Someone just said Serato box.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know where to start guessing.
you'll be able to find out eventually. I think it'll probably be.
Do you think?
Become common
I
knowledge?
don't know about that. That'd be amazing though. Like I love how like this is the thing about sort of why we sort of didn't like jump to like shout about this is because like no one has any idea of anything.
No.
It's so like it's fun to debate and speculate and all that kind of stuff. But
there's no answers.
Nobody is like nobody knows. No one will ever really know. Maybe we should give Blakey a ring at Serato.
Yeah.
See if he's been paid off.
DJ Wavy said, "Yo, Lawrence, I loved your video you did using the DJ Rev one so much. I went and bought one. After 25 years, I'm getting back in the game. So
love it.
Such a good controller to get back in the game because if you're back in after 25 years, you was definitely on turntables.
Yeah.
So that is such a good controller to like get yourself back in with.
I mean, that's a perfect controller to highlight to say Pioneer buying Serato.
Yeah.
Like if they made Serato not, suddenly like not a software anymore, which is not going to happen, but that's a perfect example. They can't because that's their product and it needs Serato. It's got Serato written all over it. And all the other Pioneer products have got Serato written all over it. So yeah, I think they're definitely going to keep them both very much independent companies.
Yeah.
And it's just going to bring great technology moving forward. I don't think they're going to change the culture of either, really.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing what happens, and we might have some more answers for you next week.
Maybe.
And we will be back here next week with another episode of the Off the Record podcast. Like I said, please like and subscribe. That will really help us out, and we will see you again next week.
Goodbye.
Peace out.